And so the adventure continues, and it looks like I'm either going to have to do some fast forwarding or do some awkward cutting in this clip, since it's gonna go over the half-hour mark otherwise here. For some reason, I thought there might be a block that would break under our weight in there. Not really that big of a deal, but still, you'd think I'd have remembered that, considering we've been through this hallway a few times before. Or did I forget that we don't have bombs at this point in this game? Yeah. Anyway, I should probably feel concerned that we heard a roar in the background there, but again, we've more than established what the scariest things in the game are supposed to be, and we've killed 3 of them by now. Not that I'm gonna feel bored when we get to whatever it is that's right like that. Just that Metroid Dread has done an amazing, unintentional job of making me not dread going up against bosses that are probably gonna be extremely tough when we have so many robots that can kill us without much of a chance to fight back. Definitely annoying, but not much we can really do about that right now. At least we got that health back in a hurry. Sorry, thought that was the exact number of shots we needed to blow up one of those things. Patience, we'll get to you soon enough. Then we'll learn if I'm supposed to feel scared of you. Right, so only one real way to kill those door things. Granted, that's easier than dealing with the door eyes in earlier games, but it's still kind of annoying. Well, I was hoping to go downward, so I said I guessed that one right. This certainly does look like a grand room we've ended up in. Here's hoping I'm prepped for this boss fight. Why is Samus relaxing? Cradle, is that you? You're looking good there, big guy. I love how downright casual Samus seemed as she just shot him right in the mouth, but I have the distinct feeling that I'm not gonna feel anywhere near as casual dealing with him when the controls are back in our hands. Much like with the previous boss, Samus is gonna lose some confidence once I take the wheel for this fight against something she doesn't seem concerned about. Definitely like the almost scream sound we heard from Kraid with every missile that goes into his mouth. Really helps give a sense of impact as we hit him, even if we don't have any means to tell just how much abuse the bastard can take. Technically not all that different from the fights against him in Zero Mission and Super. Then it's not like they needed to do much to make fighting against this massive bastard feel awesome. And dear God, I'm getting nearly killed even when he's at his most basic. If the last boss had multiple stages, then there's no way Kraid doesn't as well. I should probably be spraying more missiles if only so I have more of a chance to wear them down faster. Oh God, don't tell me I'm gonna die on his first stage. damn try in the first stage. Well, at least now I can see why this is gonna be a long clip. Excuse me, I'm gonna be fast-forwarding from here until the actual fight where I manage to kill Kraid, or at least until I make some progress in that fight. Technically speaking, I could just skip over all the failed attempts, but considering how many deaths to the Emmys I didn't skip over, even though they happened one after another, I probably shouldn't skip over all that many of the boss fight failures here. It's a little hard to know just how much fast-forwarding or footage cutting is too much in a given Let's Play, though. It's all very much subjective on my part. Probably difficult to say for anyone else watching if it was a good idea or not. On one hand, seeing me make a little progress from one attempt to another only to still fail is probably a little amusing since you get to watch me suffer. I know I find that sort of thing amusing when I watch anyone play anything related to Dark Souls, but I'm pretty sure my style of commentary after the playthrough, instead of doing it live, would lessen some of that amusement, really. And I am such a stubborn bastard that I'm likely to keep ramming into the same proverbial wall over and over again until I finally start trying to think how I could do things differently. Well, certainly didn't get too much further with that second attempt, now did I? Excuse me, I just skipped over 2 more deaths to Kraid, because apparently I decided to start wandering around, hoping to find in some random corner an upgrade or 2 that might make the fight easier for us. Maybe some more energy tanks or the super missile. Of course, now I know that the best way to get through that fight is with the frickin' fall, if you want as minimal a struggle as possible. The very basic pull that I'm all too used to already having this far into a 2D Metroid game. Still, it's not like I currently know where that is from where we are now, or that I even knew that was the specific solution to make things so much easier for us here when I was recording the game. I just had the sense after getting killed that many damn times in a row in Kraid's second phase that I needed something more to make that fight a little easier to deal with. Well, Kraid's certainly screaming plenty. Should make it relatively easy to get back to him when I finally return for the rematch. Though I could possibly just get lost anyway. It probably shouldn't feel so awesome to do something as simple as getting out of ball form to missile a random enemy to oblivion. Again, this game does a damn good job of making even the recurring enemies fun to deal with. Well, that looks nice and unexplored. Let's see what we can find in there. Well, this certainly looks like a classic hellish environment, but then I suppose you could argue that all the environments that Samus goes through are a kind of hell anyway. Right. Doesn't seem to be anything we can do in here for now. Guess it's back to aimless wandering and hoping I find something that might tip things more in our favor when we fight against Kraid again. Not that I'm even sure what I'm expecting to find in order to raise my confidence enough to face the big guy. Considering how fast our energy tank was going down, I don't think an energy tank would really suffice. Maybe 2 or 3 would. He is understandably quite the heavy hitter. Again, it's more than a little hilarious that where Samus herself showed absolutely no concern, maybe just a bit of contempt for Kraid, how much of a damn wall he is for me. Well, I'm pretty sure I've always had trouble against the bastard in every game he showed up in. I certainly remember the first time I ran into him when I first played Zero Mission. I kept shooting the missiles into his big gut, and felt surprised that that wasn't doing any damage whatsoever. That was a long time ago, but still, I wonder what made the game designers make Samus have such dismissive body language when running into him. I certainly know I'm not feeling anywhere near as dismissive. Well, technically this is new, but not quite as hidden as that flashing mini-map would imply. These newer metal ones seem to have a larger move pool than the stone machines we saw earlier on, though maybe I'm just not paying enough attention to the stone ones. Decently well-hidden secret there. Right. And apparently we either need the bombs to actually grab it, or I needed to use an extra missile there. Let's see if a missile will get the job done by just pulling back a bit. There we go. Probably took more time than it needed to, but to be fair, I didn't see the grey block blocking the grey background before there. And I severely doubt that a single missile upgrade is going to help me all that much against the likes of Grade. Hell, our issue isn't ammo. It's a combination of me not knowing just how to handle the big guy in his offense, and just taking way too much damage per hit. And I most certainly would appreciate having some more energy tanks to take the bastard on, if only, so I have more room to make errors. Though, again, the best thing to have would have been the bombs, but I didn't know that at the time when I was recording the game. How in the hell did I not get injured there? Certainly felt like I deserved to be. So there's a hidden thing we're supposed to find in here. And it's behind another boost barrier. I have the distinct feeling I'm not even gonna bother grabbing most of the speed boost related items even when we get that upgrade. Yeah, you'd think that I'd slowly become more comfortable dealing with that particular upgrade, since we've seen it in absolutely every Metroid game we've gone through. At least in the 2D area. But I just can't seem to find it in me to consider the speed booster one of Samus's iconic tricks. When shooting missiles, turning into a ball, dropping bombs, a grapple beam, and the screw attack all feel distinctively hers. We've certainly seen those other tricks used just as often, and it's not like I'm all that big of a fan of the grapple beam. So why is it I just don't consider the speed boost to be an iconic Samus ability? Is it the fact that there are other 2D platform characters, like Sonic, that make speed their entire gimmick? Or is it the fact that I've never been one to rush things, so I've only ever used the speed boost when absolutely necessary to open a path? This is certainly inconvenient. Dear God, I've died to these robots so often I don't really have all that much of a fear response to them anymore. Just exasperation when we have to deal with one. Sure, when I manage to get out of a death grip, it's rather exciting. and killing one of those robots is an immense relief, but the game has used them rather liberally, which means it's all too easy to get used to them. So oddly enough, the sections of the game without the Emmys feel more special to me than the moments with them at this point. And I'm pretty sure that was not the intent. Well, that was certainly a brilliant dodge there. Yeesh. Doesn't matter if Samus has never moved more smoothly if I can't fully use the potential we have at this point in the game. Hence why I'm hoping to find some means to make our battle against Kraid a little easier. It felt like we were being obscenely stumped by someone that the cutscene showed does not worry our main character in the slightest. That most certainly didn't do my confidence any favors. And as much as I've been enjoying the game as a whole, it's certainly been making me feel like such an idiot that it's pretty ridiculous. Intellectually, I know we're doing reasonably well. Hell, just the fact that we've managed to destroy 3 of the Emmys so far tells you that we are making some solid progress. But we only fought against 1 boss before Kraid, and that first boss felt rather equal to a lot of late-game bosses in the other Metroid games. Kraid was undeniably a step up from that. And the bosses that follow are undoubtedly going to be even tougher to deal with. So, emotionally speaking, my pants have become a waterfall due to how much I'm pissing myself over what we're gonna have to deal with after this, because I'm struggling so much now. And it doesn't help that absolutely every game that I've had moments where I've had absolutely no idea where to go at the moment. But in this one, we know Kraid is the obvious obstacle next. And I'm just trying to find something to do that doesn't have to do with Kraid just yet. Again, while this game isn't as linear as Fusion, it still doesn't quite feel as open as Super. Dodge one just to get hit by the other. Definitely not doing my confidence any favors. Really says something that I'm more inclined to yawn when we get caught because we've been caught so damn often. So I can't go back that way from here. I should not be feeling this lost in territory we've explored so thoroughly. That always seems to happen to me in these games. Well, this is certainly new territory, and I suppose that's also good news that all my fast forwarding has made sure that this clip is going to be under the half-hour mark. I wouldn't mind grabbing that item, but I somehow doubt it's going to be as easy as just jumping in the right spot. At the very least, I'd probably need the gravity suit to get in there without being burned to death. Well, this is as good a place as any to save for now.
Uploading data.
This area, Gyrin, appears to be a biological research laboratory. You have already reactivated 1 generator in this area.